Aggressive, Danny.
Very aggressive. Good hands as well, but tell you, Georgina, it's like a very strong girl too, Vinny.
Good knee that from Ditcheva.
Straight through the centre, yeah.
Ditcheva's on a mission here, my friend. Really is. Very strong.
Yep, a little bit over each other in the clinch there, Vinny, and those look good on the outside as we start them here. Push kick to the face, followed by hands.
Class head there. Good push kick there from Ditcheva, setting up good hands as well.
Georgina Van Der Linden has sent a massive bombshell message directly to Dakota Ditcheva, and the combat sports world has been left stunned. Was it brave? Absolutely. Was it smart? That is a very different question, because Dakota Ditcheva heard every single word, and she did not stay silent. Georgina Van Der Linden, the Dutch challenger who has been making noise in the kickboxing circuit, decided she had seen enough from the sidelines. In a bold and direct message that sent shockwaves through the fight community, Georgina publicly called out Dakota Ditcheva, making it crystal clear that she wants the fight, and she wants it now.
Rond 9 uur, dus ik denk over een stuk of 5 partijen.
Oké, dus hoe voel je?
Goed, sterk, altijd, ja.
Dit is niet zomaar een gevecht, dit is een...
Wereldtitelgevecht. Yes.
Dat is een bijzonder iets dus.
Ja, voor mij eigenlijk wel. Ja, als ik dit had gewonnen, weet ik toch wel eigenlijk dat ik de beste ben van de wereld op min 57.
The message was confident, it was aggressive, and it was designed to get attention, and it did exactly that. Now, to be fair to Georgina, this is not a woman without credentials. She is Dutch, and if you know anything about Dutch fighting culture, you know they do not produce cowards. Holland has given the world some of the most feared strikers in combat sports history. That tradition runs deep, that warrior spirit is real, and Georgina Van Der Linden carries that flag with pride. There is something uniquely unsettling about a fighter who doesn't shout back, who doesn't get emotional, who doesn't feel the need to trade insults or play games on social media. Dakota Ditcheva responded the way a true champion responds, with clarity and with purpose. I'm definitely excited about fighting in Bulgaria. Been waiting a long time to be on this show, so I'm excited to put on a show by TKO or KO.
I'm definitely excited about fighting in Bulgaria. Been waiting a long time to be on this show, so I'm excited to put a show on.
TKO or KO. No other options on the table. That kind of confidence isn't arrogance. That is the product of years of training, years of winning, and an unshakable belief in her own abilities. And right now, that belief is fully locked on to Bulgaria.
Very difficult to put away.
Oh!
Yeah, and a power strike.
Wow!
Do it! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish!
But Dakota wasn't finished. Taking to Twitter, now known as X, Dakota sent a direct message to the entire combat sports world. The post read, "You called my name, now you have my attention. Bulgaria will not be a show, it will be a lesson. Come ready." Within hours, the post exploded. Thousands of retweets, fighters, coaches and fans, all weighing in. The message was simple but unmistakable. Dakota Ditcheva is not here to play games.
Left hand coming down from the top. Malden kicking away.
Stop. Fight.
Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. Malden obliges. More body shots. This one first round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it.
The body work, the variety, the high, the low, and her range and distance.
And the reaction from the fight community told its own story. Respected coaches and veteran fighters were sharing the post. Combat sports journalists were writing about it. Fans were debating it in comment sections across every platform. Because when Dakota Ditcheva speaks, people listen. When she makes a promise, people pay attention. Because she has never, not once, failed to back up her words inside that ring. She is here to finish fights, and she has never once failed to deliver on that promise. Georgina Van Der Linden now has her answer. The question is, what does she do with it? To truly understand what Georgina Van Der Linden has walked into, you need to understand who Dakota Ditcheva really is. Cast your mind back to 2016, Dakota's very first professional fight against a tough, strong Dutch opponent. From the opening bell, Dakota controlled the center of the ring with calm, eerie confidence, sharp footwork, a stiff jab, ice-cold composure.
Aggressive, Danny.
Very aggressive. Good hands as well, but I tell you, Georgina looks like a very strong girl too, Vinny.
Good knee that from.
She didn't rush. She didn't panic. She measured her distance, landed clean and precise, and systematically broke her opponent down over 5 rounds. She was 16 years old. 16 years old.
Yep.
Achiever's on a mission here, my friend. Really is very strong.
Yep, a little bit over each other in the clinch there, Vinny,
And she already looked like a world champion in the making. The commentators at ringside were stunned, watching a teenager dismantle a grown, experienced Dutch fighter with that level of patience and ring intelligence. It wasn't something anyone in that arena expected to see, but that was just the beginning. Fight after fight, year after year, Dakota kept winning. She kept finishing. She kept improving. She added new weapons, refined old ones, and developed the kind of all-around game that makes coaches lose sleep trying to prepare a counter strategy.
Yeah, they're looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight. Oh. Ooh, a big club and a right hand. Oh, another one. Big one. Dakota Ditcheva right now.
Oh!
Yeah, the power.
Oh!
Oh! Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. Falls in the braces. More body shots. That's what these are brutal.
Every time someone thought they had figured her out, she proved them wrong. Every time someone stepped up with a bold game plan, she dismantled it. That was the prototype, the early model, the rough draft of the weapon that Dakota Ditcheva has since become. Every fight since then has been another sharpening of the blade, another level unlocked, another opponent added to the list. So when Georgina Van Der Linden decided to send that call-out message, did she truly understand what she was walking into?
Only reading on the heads of both girls, Danny. Ditcheva really going forward with the heavy shots.
Tell you what, Dakota, I mean, in every shot as she throws it, doesn't she, Vinny?
Yeah, 100%.
Looks like some big power in those little arms.
Because she isn't facing a prospect anymore. She isn't facing a teenager finding her feet. She is walking into a storm that has been building for nearly a decade. Dakota Ditcheva has been hit. She has been tested. She has been pushed to the ropes. And every single time, she has answered back harder. That is the part that makes her genuinely dangerous. Not just the power, not just the speed, but the fact that adversity doesn't slow her down, it wakes her up.
Oh, good.
Yep. She's really loading up on that though, Danny.
Yep, but good hands from Georgina there on the exchange.
Her power, her ring IQ, her conditioning, her refusal, absolute total refusal to be broken. These are not things you can prepare for in a training camp. These are not things you can drill away in 8 weeks of sparring. These are things built through years of dedication, sacrifice, and an obsessive commitment to being the best. And now, Georgina Van Der Linden has made herself the next name on that list. She wanted the spotlight. She wanted the big fight. She wanted the world to know her name alongside Dakota Ditcheva's. Well, she has all of that now. The cameras will be watching. The fans will be watching. The entire combat sports world will be watching. The only question left is, can she handle what comes next? The storm she is stepping into isn't just a figure of speech, it is a promise. Dakota Ditcheva, undefeated, unstoppable, and now fully focused on Bulgaria. Georgina Van Der Linden wanted the world's attention when she sent that call out. She got it, but she also got something else. A fired-up, locked-in Dakota Ditcheva, who has already told the world exactly how this ends. TKO, or KO. Her words, not ours. The stage is set, the fighters are locked in, and Bulgaria is about to witness something that the combat sports world will be talking about for a very long time. Will Georgina Van Der Linden prove every doubter wrong and pull off the upset of the year? Or will Dakota Ditcheva deliver on yet another promise and add another finish to an already extraordinary record? One thing is certain, when these two women meet, there will be nothing left on the table. No hesitation, no holding back. Just two fighters, one ring, and everything on the line. We will be watching every second. Make sure you are too. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop in the comments. Do you think anyone can stop Dakota Ditcheva right now? We'll see you in the next one.
Or Ditcheva, man, she proved me absolutely wrong. She's fire. That girl she is fucking good. She's mean. She's nasty. She goes after people. She doesn't get decisions. She's knocking people out. She is making them quit. She is the breakout fighter because she won the PFL European thing, and that was all great.
Oh, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She's got a great team around her. I think that this guy's
John McCarthy, the legendary referee, the man who has seen every great fighter up close, and Kayla Harrison, one of the most decorated women in combat sports history, have both sent a crystal clear, unmistakable message directly to Ronda Rousey. And that message, Dakota Ditcheva is coming. She is sharp, she is mature, she is strong, and she is only 26 years old. And they believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that Dakota Ditcheva would defeat Ronda Rousey, easily. And then Ronda Rousey herself fired back on Twitter. We have got that message too.
Plum and a right hand. Oh, another one. Big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand of fake. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
Stay with us. This one is going to be wild. Before we get into the bombshells, let's talk about this woman everyone cannot stop talking about. Dakota Ditcheva, the 26-year-old British sensation out of Manchester, England. Undefeated, unstoppable, and absolutely frightening inside that cage.
Very difficult to put away. Oh! Nice! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round.
She just captured the PFL Flyweight World Championship and walked away with a cool $1 million. And she didn't just win the tournament, she dominated it. She finished every single opponent. Not in easy first-round stoppages either. She earned it. Round after round, she broke people down. She made them quit. She knocked them out. And she made some of the best fighters in the world look completely helpless. People going in thought, okay, she's good, but wait until she faces Liz Carmouche. Wait until she faces Taylor Santos. These are seasoned veterans. These are the women who have been in the fire before. And you know what happened?
The PFL European thing, and that was all great. But this was the year, and there was, a couple of ladies that were in that, weight class you looked at with being Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos, and there was Juliana Velasquez, and I was like,
Dakota Ditcheva walked through every single one of them when she fought Taylor Santos in the PFL Championship, a fighter many people believe actually beat Valentina Shevchenko. Dakota made her look like a beginner. Santos got so hesitant, so scared of Dakota's knees, her elbows, her kicks, that she literally could not find a way in. She did not want to close the distance. She did not want to clinch. She did not want to shoot for takedowns. Because every single thing she tried, Dakota had the answer. That is not just talent. That is complete, well-rounded, next-level mixed martial arts.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in big trouble.
She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Now let's get to it. Big John McCarthy. And when Big John talks, people listen. He came out and said something that turned a lot of heads. He admitted openly and honestly that he was wrong about Dakota Ditcheva. He said he believed the PFL was hiding her, protecting her, keeping her away from the real competition. He thought the moment she stepped up against elite names, she was going to get exposed. But here is what Big John said after watching her perform. She proved me absolutely wrong. She is fired. That girl is just flat out good. She is mean. She is nasty. She goes after people. She does not get decisions. She is knocking people out. She is making them quit. She is the breakout fighter of the year. And right now I am not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125-pounder on the planet.
Dakota Ditcheva, man, she proved me absolutely wrong. She's fire. That girl she is fucking good. She's mean. She's nasty. She goes after people. She doesn't get decisions. She's knocking people out. She is making them quit. She is the breakout fighter because she won the PFL European.
Let that sink in. Big John McCarthy is questioning whether Valentina Shevchenko, the woman who dominated the UFC flyweight division for years, is still the best in the world at 125 pounds because of Dakota Ditcheva. He also pointed out something massive. When her opponents do get her to the ground, she pops right back up, creates space, and then makes them pay for trying. After a while, fighters stop wanting to take her down at all. They get hesitant. They get scared. And the moment a fighter becomes hesitant against Dakota Ditcheva, it is already over.
She just annihilated her. And this is a fighter that many people thought beat, Shevchenko. And I'll tell you what, right now, I'm not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125er there is. This girl is Josh.
Now Kayla Harrison, Olympic gold medalist, two-time PFL world champion, one of the most physically dominant women to ever compete in MMA. When Kayla Harrison speaks about a fighter, you pay attention. And Kayla's assessment of Dakota Ditcheva was just as striking. Kayla noted that Dakota is not just talented, she is the complete package. She is young, she is hungry, she is disciplined, and she is mentally strong. She has a great team around her, and unlike many fighters who plateau after a certain level, Dakota keeps evolving. She keeps improving. The sky is truly the limit.
Hi. Hi, I'm Kayla. You're Dakota? Yes. Yeah, welcome. You're new here. Oh, you're the British girl that Richie was telling me about. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to make me jealous.
Oh,
What's up?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome. Welcome to
you.
ATT and PFL.
Yeah.
So you're going to be fighting in August?
Yeah.
August?
August 20th,
Oh, nice. That's badass. You're making your debut?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. You're staying here for the whole camp, or?
Yeah, I've just decided to set. I was going to go home on Thursday, but decided to do the full camp here and then go home.
Nice.
According to reports circling through the MMA community, Ronda's inner circle has let it be known that she is willing to make a return to the UFC, but under very specific conditions. She wants to fight the winner of Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison, but, and this is key, only if Kayla Harrison wins. Ronda reportedly took to Twitter and made her position clear. The message was bold. The message was classic Ronda. She is not afraid of the new generation. She believes she still has something to prove.
Play, slow down. Can she do it? Hip toss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
But here is where it gets complicated. Ronda Rousey has been very open about the neurological damage she suffered throughout her fighting career. She has spoken publicly about sustaining dozens of concussions, and has said herself that she is, quote, not neurologically fit to compete. She walked away from the sport in 2016 after back-to-back devastating losses, first to Holly Holm, then to Amanda Nunes. And she has attributed both of those losses in part to the cumulative effects of brain trauma. Let's break this down directly, because the MMA community has been making this comparison more and more, and it deserves a real breakdown. Ronda Rousey was a pioneer. Full stop. She changed women's MMA. She brought it to the mainstream. She made millions of people around the world pay attention to female fighters for the very first time. That legacy is untouchable. But as UFC legend Dan Hardy pointed out, Ronda was dominant in one specific range. She would come in, grab you, throw you to the floor, and rip your arm off. She had 9 arm bars in 12 wins. She was extraordinary at what she did, but she was also predictable. Dakota Ditcheva, on the other hand, is a completely well-rounded fighter. Knockouts, TKOs, submissions. She finishes fights in multiple ways, in multiple rounds, against multiple styles of opponents. She is 14-0, and she has done it against real competition. Dan Hardy said it clearly. He could make the argument right now that Dakota Ditcheva can beat anyone in the flyweight division on the entire planet. And Laura Sanko, UFC commentator and someone who knows elite talent when she sees it, called Dakota something perfect. She called her the violent Cinderella, and she sent a direct message to Dana White and the UFC brass. Sign her. Bring her in. Do it as soon as possible. Because this woman is exactly what women's MMA needs right now. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. John McCarthy admits he was wrong. Dakota Ditcheva is the real deal. Sharp, mature, strong, and only 26 years old. Kayla Harrison confirms it. This woman is the future of the sport, and she would give anyone in the world serious problems, including Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey herself has apparently sent a message back, but with serious health concerns surrounding any potential comeback. Most experts believe that fight will never happen inside a cage, but one thing is absolutely certain. Whether Ronda comes back or not, the torch is being passed. Women's MMA has a new star. Her name is Dakota Ditcheva. She is undefeated. She is dangerous. She is magnetic. And she is just getting started. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below. Do you think Dakota Ditcheva would beat Ronda Rousey? And would you want to see Dakota in the UFC? Until next time, keep watching, keep learning, and never sleep on the next generation.
PFL pay me well, looking after me. Like, maybe I'll go and box when my MMA career is finished. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, Dakota, why'd you get into fighting? Like, I don't feel you were the girl that was bullied or teased. I mean, what started you on day one? Why did you think I need to go to the gym and learn how to beat people up?
I mean, I didn't really have a choice. My mum was a fighter. She was world champion, so it was kind of just something I was brought up into, and that's how it started for me, I suppose.
Dakota Ditcheva has just dropped a massive bombshell. Her future might not stay in MMA. Dakota Ditcheva has hinted at a shocking move that could shake up the PFL and the entire women's fight scene. She's seriously considering stepping into boxing in the future.
Whether you end up boxing on some other card, it's hard to be a star in the sport, but I think you got everything you need to really make it happen. Chill.
Dakota Ditcheva, undefeated, dangerous, the face of the PFL, went on record this week and said 3 words that sent shockwaves through the combat sports world. Maybe I'll go box.
PFL pay me well, looking after me. Like, maybe I'll go and box when my MMA career is finished. I don't know. We'll see.
That's right. And once those words hit the internet, the PFL's official Twitter account fired back, and things got very interesting. Stay with me, because this story has layers. This all went down during an appearance on the Undefeated Undisputed podcast, hosted by Ian Parker and Chael Sonnen, and Dakota was refreshingly honest about where her head is at right now.
Please tell me more. What sport was your mother world champion in?
Well, she did full contact karate, Thai boxing, and kickboxing. Around that time, there was less females, so she was just grabbing whatever she could. But she was world champion in all three.
When the hosts pushed her on the question of the UFC, because let's be real, every great fighter eventually gets that question, Dakota didn't dodge it. She actually admitted that the UFC used to be her #1 goal. Her exact words, "UFC was always my top goal. I wanted to be UFC world champion. But I feel like things are changing. My goals are changing. I want to be PFL world champion right now."
I'm not going to lie, UFC was always my top goal. I wanted to be UFC world champion, but I feel like just things I've achieved in the sport, my time with PFL has just been like going so well. I feel I've still got a lot to learn. I've got a lot of wins to get under PFL still. I just feel like things are changing all the time and I'm getting new goals and I feel like I'm not kind of stuck in that mindset of like, I want to be UFC world champion anymore.
Okay, that's already a big statement, but then she went even further. When asked about her long-term future beyond MMA, Dakota casually dropped this line, "Maybe I'll go box when my MMA career is finished. I don't know. We'll see."
Can we ever see you in there someday past PFL?
I mean, I don't know how much they're going to pay me.
She said it casually, almost like it was nothing. But in a sport where Kayla Harrison already made the switch, where Amanda Nunes has been floated, where crossover boxing is exploding, this is not nothing. This is Dakota Ditcheva, the most dangerous woman at 125 pounds, telling the world, boxing is on the table.
Yeah, I mean, for American Top Team, we are Team Kayla. Like, Amanda is opposite sides for everybody in there now. I'm sure she's got relationships outside of the sport, but as for like Kayla and Amanda fighting, we are like all behind Kayla for sure.
I love that you said that because so many people walk a line on that. You know, it's a small town and we all like each other. No. You've got a teammate. You've got to back your teammate. I really love that you said that. Can I ask you about the PFL? How is things going over there? I mean, I feel like they treat you like a queen. But do you feel that? Are you happy with the promotion?
Yeah, no, I love being with PFL. You know, we've had our times like everybody does with the promotion you're with. Sometimes we get annoyed with each other, but I'm really happy. Yeah, they're really looking after me. I mean, this is looking really hopeful for me now, like the new system with the rankings and, you know, the new world title that everyone's going to fight for. So we're signing a lot of new girls and I feel like, you know, I've got a lot of time left with them, a lot of girls to defeat, I think now.
Chael, before you say about drawing a line in the sand, I'm not going to do that because Amanda lives in the same community as me. So I'm gonna play both sides here, and Dakota and Amanda are never going to fight. So that's the only time where I'm not going to draw the line in the sand. But
now here's where it gets spicy. Shortly after Dakota's interview started circulating, the PFL's official Twitter account responded, and the message was clear. She's not going anywhere. Dakota Ditcheva is locked in with PFL. The most dangerous woman in MMA is ours. July can't come soon enough. Now, before the comment section goes crazy, yes, that tweet is a dramatization based on PFL's known stance and Dakota's confirmed long-term contract. But the energy, 100% real, because Dakota herself confirmed on the podcast that she recently signed a new long-term deal with the PFL. She said, and I quote, "They are looking after me. I'm not going to lie. UFC was always my top goal, but I feel very happy with PFL."
You know, I feel like they are looking after me, and I don't know, things are changing. People complain all the time about UFC at the moment. Like, I might even not want to go there. And like, PFL paying me well, looking after me. Like, maybe I'll go and box when my MMA career is finished. I don't know. We'll see.
So the PFL isn't losing Dakota anytime soon, but the boxing comment, that's a seed that's been planted. And in 2026, with the money that's flying around in crossover boxing, you cannot ignore it. Here's what makes Dakota's situation so fascinating and so different from the usual will she go to the UFC conversation. Most fighters in her position would play the political game. They'd say something safe like, "Oh, I'm just focused on my next fight." But Dakota was brutally honest. She said times are changing, and she's not stuck in the mindset of chasing the UFC anymore. She even pointed to the fact that the PFL just signed a wave of new undefeated women, girls coming in from the UFC, rising prospects, a completely refreshed division. In her words, "I've still got a lot of wins to get under PFL. I've got a whole stack of undefeated girls that PFL have just signed that I feel like I can get through."
I feel I've still got a lot to learn. I've got a lot of wins to get under PFL still. You know, I just feel like things are changing all the time, and I'm getting new goals, and I feel like I'm not kind of stuck in that mindset of like I want to be UFC world champion anymore. You know, if it happens, it happens. But I feel like I want to be PFL world champion right now. I still don't have a belt. You know, there's a lot of different things going on, like MVP, all the boxing that the girls are doing. I feel like just things change, people's goals change. So I don't want to say like, oh, I want to go to the UFC, because I don't. I'm happy. I want to win a PFL belt right now, and that's kind of the way I look at things.
And she made a really smart comparison to Kayla Harrison, saying Kayla only moved on because she'd beaten everyone available, and there was genuinely nobody left to fight. Dakota feels like she's nowhere near that point yet. She even took a subtle shot at the UFC itself, saying, quote, "People complain all the time about the UFC at the moment. I might not even want to go there." That is a fighter who knows her value and is not going to be rushed.
I don't know. Things are changing. People complain all the time about UFC at the moment. Like, I might even not want to go there. And like, PFL pay me well, looking after me. Like.
Now let's talk about the return. Because Dakota has been sidelined with an injury, and on the podcast she gave us the clearest update we've heard yet. She's back in the gym. She's back sparring. She described herself as, quote, "ready to fight, honestly." The target date she's pushing for is July. End of July most likely, pending official confirmation from PFL.
Yeah, no, my recovery's going really well. I'm back training now. I'm back sparring. I'm ready to fight, honestly. So I'm hoping for July.
YouTube 24/8/24/16. She also admitted that she wanted to come back sooner, but her team pumped the brakes. Why? Because she said she has a pattern of feeling great, pushing too hard, and then having injuries bite her. So this time they're being smart about it. She said, "We learned our lesson with the first injury. Let's slow it down and not rush."
We learned our lesson with the first injury. Let's slow it down a little bit for this one and not rush, because I am just someone that's like, right, I feel great now, let's go. And then that's what happens with my injuries.
As for who she'll fight, the name floating around is Denise Kielholtz, who still has a win over Dakota from before, but there are also new names in the division. What's interesting is that the hosts brought up Liz Carmouche, who won the PFL tournament recently, got a Joe Rogan shoutout, looked incredible as the dream opponent. Dakota's take, let's just say she was less than impressed with the name recognition angle, but she wasn't ruling it out for the end of the year either. Here's the bigger picture, and this is what I really want you to think about. Women's MMA is at an inflection point right now. Ronda Rousey is coming back to fight Gina Carano in what looks like a nostalgia exhibition. Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison have their rivalry simmering. And right in the middle of all of it, you have Dakota Ditcheva, 26 years old, undefeated, finishing people in violent, beautiful fashion, quietly building a career that could redefine what women's MMA looks like for the next decade.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
Superstar, what is up, Fiat? You're the next big thing, they look out your phone. I hate to see it, Fiat. Strong woman, good girl, looking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. Love it, love it. What's the crack? What are we up next? Yeah, man, I'm walking myself there. Love it. As superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Look how the great to see you, Fiat. Cheers. Hey, man, how you doing? Nice to meet you, man.
Conor McGregor and UFC President Dana White have just dropped an absolutely massive bombshell message directed at none other than former bantamweight queen Ronda Rousey after witnessing Dakota Ditcheva's latest brutal knockout. And folks, this isn't just your typical Dana White hype. This statement has the entire combat sports world talking. The question on everyone's mind, could Dakota Ditcheva destroy Ronda Rousey? Dana White was left absolutely stunned after watching the British Phenom's vicious finish, and what he said next has Ronda Rousey responding on Twitter with a message you absolutely need to hear.
When you say things like it's going to be the greatest fight card ever assembled, our imaginations run wild, right? And one of the things people have been wondering about is Ronda Rousey. She posted like she's finding her love for MMA again and training hard. Have you talked to her? Does she have any desire to return to the UFC?
Yeah, her and I are still very close when we talk. You know, I would say we probably talk once every 3 months or something like that. And she was in Vegas recently, and she came by the offices. But yeah, I don't know what her plans are. I think she's just.
Let's get into it. Here's how this entire firestorm started. UFC legend and respected analyst Dan Hardy recently sent shockwaves through the MMA community with one of the boldest statements we've heard in years. While discussing 26-year-old Dakota Ditcheva on the Bloody Elbow podcast, Hardy didn't just praise the undefeated PFL champion. He made a direct challenge to Ronda Rousey's entire legacy. Hardy stated, and I quote, "I could make the argument right now that she could beat anybody in this weight class on the planet."
I could make the argument right now that she could beat anybody in this weight class on the planet.
But he didn't stop there. Hardy went on to break down exactly why he believes Dakota has not only matched Rousey's legendary skill set, but actually surprised it. According to Hardy, while Ronda Rousey was undeniably a trailblazer who built her dominance through Olympic-level judo and that iconic armbar, she had one critical weakness: she dominated primarily in one range of combat. Dakota Ditcheva, on the other hand, she represents the complete evolution of women's MMA. Hardy explained that Dakota can hold her own on the ground against elite jiu-jitsu practitioners, but what truly sets her apart is her takedown defense combined with those absolutely vicious Muay Thai strikes, a deadly combination that could put anyone in serious trouble. Now, before we get to Dana's reaction, let's talk about who Dakota Ditcheva really is and why Hardy's words carry so much weight. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just some up-and-coming prospect. She's the real deal with the numbers to prove it. Dakota enters 2025 with an absolutely immaculate 15-0 professional record. But here's what's truly scary. She has a 90% finish rate with 12 knockouts and 1 submission. That's not just winning, that's dominating.
Jab. Jab. Two. Jab. Double. Jab. 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 Double. Double up.
In 2024, she captured the PFL Women's Flyweight World title and secured a cool $1 million prize. And the way she did it? Absolutely dismantling former UFC title challenger Taila Santos in just 2 rounds. The same Santos who once pushed the legendary Valentina Shevchenko to the absolute limit. Born July 25, 1998, in Manchester, England, Dakota was already a Muay Thai world champion at just 17 years old. She won gold at the 2016 IFMA World Championships before transitioning to MMA and immediately making a statement. That's the same fearless confidence Ronda Rousey had in her prime, but with the well-rounded skill set of a new generation fighter.